What's up, beautiful people? Jen here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jenna Lee, aka Jen Sparkly, commander of the Sparkle Army. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel and hanging out in my little corner of the internet. I hope you'll stay. Today is Friday, and that can only mean one thing. It's time once again for This Week in Sparkle. If you're new, This Week in Sparkle is a weekly series where I cover various stories from the news, whether it's entertainment news, sports news, maybe it's something that I thought was funny, maybe it's something that really made me mad. At the end of this, I always link to everything I discuss because I want you guys to share with me what you think about everything I discuss. As always, proper, respectful conversation is not encouraged, it's required here. We do not play around with ignorant insults. We do not use racial slurs or homophobic slurs. If you can't get your point across and discuss how you feel about something without insulting others or being childish, petty, or just straight up trolling, we have a 3-step system for you, and that means you will be mocked, blocked, forgotten. With that said, let's rock and roll. First story this week, straight out of Florida. And if you know it's coming out of Florida, you know it's going to be something spicy. Okay, well, maybe not spicy. Pale and generic like white bread. As we all know, high school kids have gotten really into these promposals over the last few years. Well, this young man decided the best way to ask his girl to prom was to make a huge poster that read, "If I was black, I'd be picking cotton, but I'm white, so I'm picking you." Now, obviously the girl was horrendously offended and couldn't believe... I'm kidding. She posted it on her Instagram with the little heart eyes emojis. Is it 1865 and I just don't realize it? What is wrong? I can't even make a joke about that kid. What is wrong with you? And of course, the obligatory social media apology. "I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to offend." Yeah, you did. You knew exactly what you were saying. You knew exactly what it meant, and you knew the exact connotations of what that joke was. As Charlemagne the God would say, donkey of the day. I can't even make a joke about that. I'll link to the article so you can see the picture of the little douchebag with his sign. While we're on the subject of racism, because the South's really been killing it with their backwoods behavior the last couple of weeks, earlier this week at a Waffle House in Saraland, Alabama, right down the street from my house, a young woman at the age of 25 got into a dispute with a server at a Waffle House. Cops showed up, wrestled her to the ground. In effect, it pulled her top down and exposed her breasts to the entire restaurant, all the cops, all the cooks, all the waitresses, the other people dining in the restaurant, everybody walking by. You get my drift. I actually just made a commentary video on this. Definitely check that out. I will also link to that below in case you haven't seen that video yet. You need to hear about it and you need to know what's going on because it's batshit crazy. Now that we've gotten that idiocy out of the way, well, Michaela Maroney, the champion vaulter from the United States Olympics women's gymnastics team, finally stepped forward and discussed her experiences with Larry, I don't care what his last name is, Nassar. I don't care if I pronounce it incorrectly. He's a pig. She said he pretty much openly molested her or assaulted her in some way every single time she interacted with him. For years. For years. I am a massive fan of women's gymnastics. The very first time I got hooked on it was actually the '92 Barcelona Olympics, and that's when I fell in love with my all-time favorite gymnast, Miss Shannon Miller. But that was the year of Wendy Bruce and Betty Aquino and Kim Zmeskal. And yeah, for the last like 8 or 10 years, the United States have been the absolute dominant powerhouse in women's gymnastics. And as long as we've got Simone Biles, that's not going to change anytime soon. The fact that this doctor had this unfettered access to these young women, and several of them have come forward and stated that they've made complaints and that they've said things about it and that they spoke up. The question is, how complicit was the entire United States Gymnastics Academy, organization, whatever, in protecting this man? Because he assaulted these girls for years. We're talking hundreds and hundreds of incidents. Jordan Weber has now filed suit. That will be interesting to see where that goes. Jordan Weber, of course, another former member of the United States Women's Gymnastics Olympics team. I believe she goes to UCLA now. But, of course, to have competed in the Olympics, she did give up her NCAA eligibility. So I do believe she's like an assistant coach, or she helps out with the team. I watched a special on it a while back. Regardless, Miss Jordan Weber has now filed charges. I'm interested to see where this goes, and I will keep following up on it. Now that we have all of that out of the way, we need some lightheartedness. Who remembers the show Double Dare? And if you don't, I am sorry for you. But from 1986 to 1993 on the Nickelodeon Network, Mark Summers hosted a show that involved trivia and physical challenges and giant plastic noses that you had to dig in and pull slime out of. And it was amazing, is what I'm telling you. It was amazing. Well, it appears that Nickelodeon is going to reboot Double Dare, and it should be coming this summer, 2018. I, in case you can't tell, am stoked. I love Double Dare so much that my parents actually bought me like the Double Dare home game, which was interesting, but it was fun. After this, after you've watched everything that you want to watch from today, look up Double Dare. If you haven't watched it, you're going to fall in love. It was one of the coolest kids game shows ever, and every kid I know in elementary school wanted to go on Double Dare. Facts. Hashtag facts. Britney Spears is launching a new lifestyle brand coming in 2019. It says she is teaming up with Epic Rights to create fashion apparel, hair care, accessories, exercise gear, and electronics. It's set to come out in the spring of 2019. I'll definitely be checking it out. I love Brit. Are you interested to see what she comes out with? Let me know. Here's another fun story. In Taiwan, there has been recent upheaval and argument over a famous politician's funeral. The reason this funeral caused a bit of an uproar was because his son said, "Dad came to me in a dream." He said he wanted to have a fun funeral, one that celebrated his life and one that made people happy. So they got funeral strippers. Did you know funeral strippers were a thing? I didn't, but they are. And I'm not kidding. Apparently, historical records indicate that funeral strippers or dancers of some sort go back as far as the late 1800s. This is not a joke. They became super popular in the 1980s as Taiwan was in a big economic boom period, and politicians and the powers that be had kind of become a little less stringent. So during the 1980s, funeral strippers were a real thing. And they travel on what's called electric flower cars. It's basically a vehicle customized for you to dance on it. It has a stage built over it, and of course your obligatory stripper pole. What do you think? Would you like to have strippers at your funeral? I'm thinking, hey, I might be retired from full-time stripperdom, but I am totally down to go shake it at a funeral. I mean, they're already going to be crying. Their standards are going to be low. My tubby self can't possibly disappoint them too much. You know? But seriously, 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 I'm going to give you links to the stories below. Take a peek. Let me know what you think about funeral strippers. I'm so sorry about your dad. I could do it. I could totally do it. Okay, all right. My buddy Creighton Hobbs, the filmmaker, is working on a really cool biopic based on a true story. The story revolves around a relative of his, and it involves some of our state's history, some southern history, as it does snake through other states. But he is working on a movie, and it is called something Minnie Lee. Yeah, I have my notes, and I totally lost my place. Sorry, Creighton. It's The Mystery of Winnie Evans. I'm going to include links to the teaser trailer and the release date down below. Definitely take a look at that. Support my buddy. He's a very talented filmmaker and just a sweetheart of a guy. So definitely check that out. You guys know I'm a nerd for music. Well, I am an enormous nerd for pentatonics. If you haven't heard of pentatonics, they won the 2012 version of the Sing-Off on NBC. They've gone on to win numerous Grammys and perform with people like Todrick Hall and Sean Stockman of Boyz II Men and Dolly Parton, and you name it, they've done it. At the Academy Awards, they did a really cool a cappella Star Wars trilogy tribute. Really unbelievably, incredibly talented five-some quintet. Amazing talents. And they have released their newest collection of music. It is what they call Top Pop Volume 1, featuring songs from Alessia Cara, Charlie Puth, Kesha, Nicki Minaj. I mean, just all across the board. That's what's great about pentatonics, is they can make any song their own. Their talent seems to know no bounds. I'm fighting with this one thing of sun. I feel like I'm getting the Care Bear stare right now. Like, but seriously, pentatonics, Top Pop Volume 1 medley. Check it out. Listen to it. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. As per usual, because has pentatonics ever not sounded good? Like ever? Featuring Charlie Puth, Bruno Mars, Dua Lipa, Aaliyah, Camila Cabello, Ed Sheeran, Zedd, Alessia Cara, Portugal the Man, Luis Fonsi, Justin Bieber, Julia Michaels, Kesha, Demi Lovato. Seriously, it is an unbelievable medley of music. Check it out. It will be linked in the description box below. Finally, to close out this craziness, this crazy week, I share with you, as always, every video ends with cute animalness, because everyone needs cute animalness in their lives. So, this week's collection, this week's video comes from the Dodo Collection. That's what I meant to say. And it is the story of Polly the Goat. Polly the Goat was rescued by the Goats of Anarchy Rescue. Yes, that's a real thing, and that is awesome. She has a neurological condition that left her blind, and she had really bad anxiety. Well, Leanne, her rescue mom, was shopping for little goodies for Halloween and found a cute duck costume and said, "Wonder if Polly would wear that." She brings the duck costume home. Polly puts it on, and it's like she was instantly soothed by it. Her anxiety ceased and she was happy. So definitely check out this video about Polly the goat and her duck costume, because it is the cutest freaking thing you will see all day. And that is it for this week in Sparkle. I know that I've been a little off this week. I'm going on 0 sleep. So I hope I got through it okay. I will, as always, include links to every single story I talked about in the description box below. As always, my social media links are in the description down below, as are my coupon codes. In addition, my code for Patreon. Do you like me? Do you like my channel? Do you like what I'm doing here? Think about signing up as a patron. There are exclusive links and perks that you get for being a contributor. For as low as $1 a month, you can help keep this channel rocking and rolling. And if you can't or don't wish to contribute on a monthly basis, I also have a link for PayPal if you'd like to make a one-time donation. It's up to you. You know I love y'all. So yeah, I will see you guys Saturday night for the Saturday night live stream. And Care Bear Stare has now taken over my face. Damn it, son. Wow, look how pasty white I look. Y'all ever seen that movie Powder? So yeah, the sun's shining in my window. I love you guys so much. Thank you for hanging out with me. I'll see you Saturday night for the live stream. Y'all stay beautiful.